morning. It is another bright and sunny day here in Maine, although without yesterday's wind, I'm happy to say. It's about 9 o'clock now, a little before, and as I hope you can tell from the prior clips, we have left Schooner Cove, and we took a little trip through part of Burnt Coat Harbor, and now we're out in Toothaker Bay. No idea what the origin of that name might be. So we may get some wind later, and it may be from a direction that's useful, but we're not counting on it. So it looks like a day of motoring to me. We're headed to Seal Bay on Vinalhaven Island and expect to get there as usual early afternoon, which is when we like to end our days, just so we have more time to sit around and do nothing. So as usual, there'll be some pretty scenery along the way. It's a little after 11 o'clock, and as we were making our way through Merchants Row, the wind did come up. A nice fresh breeze out of the southwest as predicted. Now we're trying to go pretty close to west to get to Vinalhaven, so we're just able to keep the course, it seems. We need to make that. Well, if we had to tack, I guess we could live through that. So we turned the outboard off and pulled it up and put out the sails, and we're sailing. So either I initially misjudged the direction of the wind, or it has shifted further south, because we're able to make our track line with no problem at all. We're on not a beam reach, but not close hauled either, somewhere in between, which is all to the good. So we're having a lovely crossing of East Penobscot Bay over to Vinalhaven, and doing 3.5 knots, 3.5 to 4, keeping a pretty even keel as we go. So we anchored in Seal Bay a little after 1. It was quite uneventful, despite the fact that the wind did kick up, more than I expected, but was still quite manageable. Anyway, since then we've just been, well, there's the usual chores that have to happen, like setting up the pop top enclosure and this and a lot boring stuff. But other than that, I've been hiding in the cabin here, hiding from the sun, mostly reading. But before I forget altogether, we will look at the chart. So this is going to take several chart pages. Here is Harbor Island, which helps to form Burnt Coat Harbor here on Swans Island. And we spent the night in Schooner Bay here. And this morning, there was no wind, which I expected based on the forecast. And we came out and decided to take a route up through this narrow passage and into Burnt Coat Harbor. and then out into Toothaker Bay and up past. This is just a bit of Marshall Island, and we'll see more of that when we get to the next page. Okay, so Marshall Island again, Toothaker Bay. Here's the western tip of Swans Island. And we came up here around a buoy here and out into Jericho Bay, which is basically the body of water here between Swans Island and Deer Isle. And we came down in a southwesterly direction for a while, and then pretty much due west down Merchant's Row, and past Merchant Island, where we spent the night a couple of nights ago, and threaded our way through some islands here and out into East Penobscot Bay. So picking up again, here's Merchant Row, Merchant Island. Came through these islands out to a buoy out here to BC. BC stands for brown cow, because up here is a feature on the chart called the brown cow for totally unknown reasons. And crossing East Penobscot Bay over to Vinalhaven Island, where we came into Seal Bay. And as always, pretty much when we're coming to Seal Bay, we come down to this edge where no one else likes to go for some reason. But that's where we are. It isn't giving us great protection from the south-west breezes that have picked up this afternoon, but still it's very pleasant nonetheless. So speaking of wind, so somewhere over here in Merchant's Row, we did start to get a bit of breeze, initially southwest, but then it came to south as we were crossing East Penobscot Bay. But then, about 3/4 of the way across, it went back to southwest again. Not as useful, but we made it work, and we were able to sail all the way across until we started the motor to drop the sails before entering into Seal Bay.